Hello, guys. Welcome back to this incredible adventure called Attack on Titan or Shingeki no Kyojin. Um, Look, I wanted to have these analyses, thoughts, opinions that is a little bit different from all the other times that I was analyzing, reacting, or reviewing, saying my thoughts. I mean, everything. Okay. As you can see from the title of this live streaming, this is just a part one. The reason why is just a part one is because throughout the previous months, you understand that when I have to analyze so many things, and these things deserve lots of time, I have to split these live streamings into multiple parts. I can't promise you the length, that it will be short. I can't promise you that it will last less than other times because in these days I was trying to write down some thoughts, but while thinking and while writing my notes, I was saying to myself, look, it's better if this time I'm not going to create any note. In fact, I don't have notes with me. Usually, I'm showing you the pieces of paper, because the thing that I want to do is to try to analyze this story by just looking, by just watching the episode one more time. And while watching this long episode, I'm going to stop the video sometimes. I'm going to commenting what I see and what I think about a specific scene. Sometimes I wanted to focus on details, some other times I wanted to focus on the scenario. I mean, lots of things. But the most important thing is that I really want to take my time this time, because it well deserves. And we are approaching even the ending. So I really don't want to skip anything, and I wanted to take my time by analyzing these together with you. The reason why I make live streamings instead of videos is that unfortunately, you know that every time I'm talking quite a lot. So, in the case I'm saying something really essential to me or something important that later I'm going to check it again because I like to see where I was making a mistake or where I was right, etc., etc. If it's a video, then I have to change the batteries all the time. So I have to recharge them. I have to be careful not to talk more than 30 minutes, otherwise, the camera is turning off, and all these things. So I prefer live streaming for these kind of things because I know that when I'm live, except for internet connection that might be wrong or bad, I don't have time limits. So if I wanted to talk to you for 3 hours straight without interrupting myself all the times, I can. And I think that later you can find these on the channel because I will keep all these live streamings coming. So feel free to follow me, even if I can imagine that it will be quite long. So just be patient. Or if you enjoy joining me in all these, do it. Okay, so I wanted to start without putting myself a limit regarding, oh, look, today I'm going to reach the end of the first of the three episodes, because they were separated even in Amazon Prime into three. I mean, into three parts, episode 88, 89, and 90. But I just wanted to go ahead, go with the flow, and when I know that it's too late because right now in Japan is 7:43 p.m. So when it will be too late, I will say, look, guys, for this live streaming, that is it. See you the next time, or see you in the next live streaming, in which I will go ahead exactly from where I stopped. Oh no, I start the coughing already. No, okay. Anyway, I am going to start. So if you want to join me, feel free because it will be a long a long, long, long journey. And let's start from the beginning. Look, I think, yeah, I think that I will go like this. See, let me put for myself a tiny screen, otherwise I can't see anything. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, 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 okay. Yeah, I will do something like this so I can see everything. Okay, so if you write me a comment, I can see it. Let's go. Okay. Okay, I already want to stop here because, first of all, Mikasa is saying, I'll see you later, Eren. I mean, that's the translation that they put, even if in Japanese you say Itterashai. Usually, when in Japanese you say Itterashai, um, the person who's saying Ittekimasu is going, and the person who's saying Itterashai, it means go and be safe, something like this. I mean, if we need the real translation of Itterashai, that's the real translation. That means, okay, be safe, or at least go and be safe, more or less. Um, Go out in the best way. I don't know how to translate it properly, but Itterashai, it means you're able to go. Go, okay? You're free to go, or please go and be safe, something like that. But I know that, yeah, here right now I'm checking even the subtitles, and it says, Itterashai, it says, I'll see you later, Eren. Yeah, why they translated the see you later is because usually when a person is going out from home and she's saying itekimasu, the other person is saying itterashai because it's supposed to believe that that person is coming back later. That means that she is supposed to come back home later. It's like a way to say, ah, see you later when you come back, right? But in this moment, in this first scene, when we see that Mikasa is saying, see you later, it doesn't make me think that she really is saying this as if she's going to meet him. As if she's going to meet him again. Totally the contrary. At least I believe that she's saying see you later or itterashai because it's a way for him to go. That means that probably we have the chance here to see Mikasa that is saying goodbye to Eren. That's what I feel. That's how I felt when I saw during the reaction at this moment, and that's why I was like, "Why do you start the episode like this?" Because if you started like that, it already makes me understand that you are surrounded by these light. I mean, Mikasa and Eren are surrounded by that light at the beginning. So usually it reminds me those episodes of anime in which one of the protagonists are saying to the other one "Itterashai" or "See you later," but then this protagonist is not coming back anymore. And that's why I have the same feeling here. I really like, yes, let me go back 1 second because now I'm checking the episode as I was telling you. But yes, see, you have this bright light surrounding Mikasa while she's approaching Eren and she's touching his face. Um, does that mean, as much as I was telling you, that uh, she's going to kill him? At this point, I really believe so because there are all the references, all the details that makes you understand that she will be the one killing Eren. And at this point, I don't have any doubts, sincerely. We see that Mikasa right now, because I'm checking the video, we see that Mikasa right now has the scarf around. her neck. And what I really like is that in this moment, it's not just connecting to the first episode, the first 10 seconds or 30 seconds of the first episode where we see the same scene, more or less. But you know that even after in the episode, Eren is reappearing next to Ymir as a boy. So I really like that, even if here time already passed and they are more, I mean, they are adults, they are no more kids. But at the beginning of this episode, Mikasa and Eren are still a boy and a girl, as much as for what we saw in part two when uh, there was these memories from the future, and we see that Eren is looking, is checking, is having these instant flashback in which he's seeing him as a boy and Mikasa as a girl, and he's putting the scarf around her. So I really like the fact that even this episode is starting with these details. That means let's go back to that moment, but at the same time, we are talking about something that might happen in the future because she's saying Iterashai. And it's like as if in these few fragments of time, we are seeing what Eren is seeing at the end. I mean, it's like as if that's the end of the dream, of the nightmare that he's having, with the related tears. But yeah, I absolutely like this choice, the choice to put Eren and Mikasa as a boy and a girl, because everything started from that moment regarding their relationship. So it's like as if before ending this story, we have to go back in time and try to see what happened, and at the same time these that happened can give us a hint about what's going to happen in the future. As you can see in Shingeki no Kyojin, we have these thing, we have the thing of a time traveling. Sometimes we go back in the past and then we skip a moment and then we go back, and then Eren is having visions from the future, and then even Grisha is hearing a voice from the future telling this and that. I mean, you have these time that is omnipresent, and no matter the fact that is a present, a past, and a future that are colliding all together. And this is so nice because we have a conception of time that is usually a line that is going from here to here, or in this case of the live streaming, because it's upside, I mean, it's the opposite from here to here, right? That's the usual concept of time that we have. But in Shingeki no Kyojin, the time is not represented as linear as it seems. Sometimes we have some moments in which we are jumping into another scene, and some other times we go back in the past. And then, as much as I was telling you, Grisha that is having visions from the future, memories from the future, and already by saying memories of the future is already telling you that it's something that is already past. I mean, I really like these confusion that sometimes this story can make. But yeah, absolutely, this first scene with Iterashai is a bad omen because even if she is surrounded by light, and it means that she is the good side of the world, as much as I was telling you even the day before yesterday. On the other side, it's a premonition of what might happen just because she's saying it, Rashai, and the result is that Eren will cry later. So it's like as if this long dream that he's having is turning into a nightmare because that Iterashai, it's like as if he's not going to meet her again. So the tear is appearing, or for many other reasons that we already know. But I really like this iconic scene, and when she's touching his face, I just had the feeling that mm, she is going to kill him for sure, And is this what she's going to say at the end too? I mean, is it this just a premonition of what she might say when she will kill him or before killing him? Before the separation of these two important characters, there should be a sentence, there should be something that is quite essential that has to be said. I don't believe that Mikasa is not going to say anything before killing him or anything before letting him die somehow. So that's why I'm saying, is this sentence going to be repeated even after when she's going to kill him? And if that's so, it makes great sense because it's like, let's figure something out in a different way. It's like as if the beautiful world is prevailing over on the cruel world, and in that case, Iterashai, it's like this cruel world has to be destroyed. Let it be free by erasing it. So Iterashai, let's go. You can go now, and that's why sometimes when they translated "see you later," I could say that it's a good translation, but at the same time, sometimes in Japanese, you have words that you can't properly translate because they have a meaning that it's so deep, but at the same time, so different that it's so difficult to translate it. Yeah, when a person tells me "iterashai," I don't feel it like a "see you later." I feel it like have a nice trip, or at least. As I was telling you, be safe, go and be safe, or something like that. But in the case of a family, yes, if we are talking about a family context, and that's the case because Mikasa thinks that Eren is his family, her family, sorry, and Eren also believes that Mikasa is his family. So in this case, that Iterashai, it's like as if Mikasa is in the entrance of the entrance door, reaching Eren and say "Itarashai," that means "see you later, my dear husband," or something like that. And in that case, the meaning might be different because Mikasa really hopes that she can see him later. And in this case, if that's possible, it's what I told you already the day before yesterday. If you didn't watch it, go and check it out. It's already on the channel where I was analyzing a little bit Under the Tree, that is the main theme song made by Sim. Um, yeah, talking about these other version of Iterashai, yeah, in that case, Mikasa knows or hopes somehow that Eren is going to meet her again, or that there will be some hints, as much as I was telling you 2 days ago, that can help Mikasa to find Eren again. So it's no more like a goodbye or a sayonara, because if she would have said the sayonara, it would have been catastrophic. I mean, it would be too sad, right? Maybe she preferred a "see you later" that is not a sayonara, that means goodbye forever, but it's just a "see you later" that means later I know that maybe there will be the chance to meet you again. And this is more poetic. I think that uh, Eren already gave us lots of hints regarding the fact that he is going to come back somehow to her, and it's not over. I mean, this bond that is connecting the two of them, it's not going to be disrupted just because of the fact that he's going to be killed. It's more than this, and it's going ahead even after death, because when it's something really important, nothing, even death, can't disrupt this. So that's why I believe that she chose Iterashai, because she believes that she will have an opportunity to find him back somehow, no matter if it's her heart, no matter the fact that there is always the scarf around her neck, no matter the fact that she's going to meet a bird, as much as for what happened to Armin. As you can see, there are so many hints. Or, as much as I was telling you, if they are going to bury in under that tree, then she's going to visit him every time she's going to meet to see his grave. So they are all ways to interpret these Iterashai, but just don't believe that it's just like, see you later. That means let's meet in 2 hours, though. It's not like this. It's more poetic, let's say. Let's go ahead. But I really like these. Yeah, I really like even the lights that she's having around her, because that makes you understand that Mikasa is so important, that for Eren, nothing is a coincidence, that everything was planned as it was in order for Eren to be happy to leave this world to a person like Mikasa, because she was the reincarnation of the beauty of the world. And he knows that by leaving the world to her, th- that's a great duty, let's say, but at the same time he knows that she can handle these, and that's why he prefers that she's going to kill him. I want to say other things later when we go ahead with the episode while watching it, so stay tuned and keep on watching if you can. But this light that she is having surrounding her makes you understand that she's the light in the world, and she's not the darkness. He's the darkness right now, and this darkness has to fade away and has to be defeated by light, but by what he considers the beauty of the world, that is his lover. Yes. But anyway, let's go ahead. Oh yeah, even the fact that she is grabbing his head like that, as if she has this mother instinct, you know. I mean, Mikasa for Eren is not just the lover, the family member. I think that Mikasa embodies everything that is a feminine, everything that has to reconduct not just to a best friend, a friend, but even a mother, because her attitude throughout these series was to protect Eren, to be there for him, to rescue him, to comfort him, to scold him sometimes when he was doing something really bad. She was there saying, "No, Eren, don't do that," or "Ah, oh, not Eren, don't say something like this," or "Come here, Eren." I mean, that's why I'm saying, always saying this. That is, I remember when Carla was asking Mikasa to protect Eren. She see, it's like as if even Carla in that flashback was anticipating that she was not going to protect Eren anymore. So Carla needed someone else to take care of Eren. And that's why one day Carla at that time was talking to Mikasa, and Eren was not there. So Eren will never know that Eren will never know that Mikasa was there at that time with Carla, when Carla told Mikasa, "Please, Mikasa, always take care of Eren." And Mikasa accepted this um, order from Carla, also because she has always loved Eren from the moment that she was rescued. So it was a way for her to repay the favor of being saved, right? That's what I told you already 2 days ago. But the way in which she's taking his head like that, it's like as if she is a mother and she's trying to uh, accept this head next to her. I mean, it's really beautiful to see scenes like this, because yeah, I still believe Mikasa is not just Eren's lover, is not just Eren's member, a family member. She's everything positive that you can find as a relationship, as a bond, as something that can be considered great, something that you can't miss in your life, and something that you have to protect and you have to let it shine. So everything that Eren did so far was a mistake, but we are going to reach that moment really soon. But at the same time, it was a way to protect what he considers the beauty of the world. So the intention, the initial intention, was awesome if you think about it, because he wants that the beauty of the world is going to kill um the negativity, the cruel world, right? Because he believes, look, if she's going to kill me, then the beautiful world is going to triumph, and then everything is gone, everything is okay. Okay, we will say it later, but of course Eren is making a huge mistake. By the way, let me go ahead, because yes, I am analyzing everything. Thank you for the comments in the moment. I'm reading them sometimes. When I will take a little break, I will read all of your comments. But sorry, she's grabbing his head. Okay, don't tell me, and I say it for the millionth time, I guess. In the on this channel, I said it 50 times at least. She is grabbing his neck, I mean his head, because she's going to cut his head. You need to remember that I am not a manga reader. I am an anime only. And everything that I'm trying to do for about some years here on the channel is just trying to guess what's going to happen. The reason why I do this is because I don't like spoilers. I don't like to watch a series and already know what's happening. So I'm just guessing and see later in 6 months if what I'm guessing is right. If I'm making mistakes, I'm here to tell you, look, I was wrong. But for the moment, I just prefer guessing what's going to happen, because it will be the last episode. So please don't put spoilers. Feel free to comment whatever you want, but just let me interpret what I see by myself, because that's the thing that I like to do the most. And at the same time, then if I guess right, I'm happy because it makes me understand that I understood what the author wanted to say, or at least where he wanted us to go. By the way, is she going to cut his head, as much as I was saying many months ago? That means if she is cutting his head, it's the same thing that happened in that special episode when Mikasa's dad was grabbing that bird from the neck. And I told you already many times, go and check out that episode, because it's awesome. Maybe one day I will make another live streaming in which I want to detect all the details that led us interpret or understand everything since the beginning of the story. But yeah, she is touching his face. But does that mean that she's going to grab his face and there's nothing left? I mean, there's just the head at this point. Interesting. If she's going to yeah, see, sometimes I have to interrupt myself because other ideas are coming up in my mind, and everything is a row here. I mean, I'm not planning to talk about anything in particular today. I don't have even my notes. I'm just going randomly. But, guys, now I remember what I told you 2 days ago. That means if Mikasa is going to cut Eren's head, what about the rest of the body? Is someone going to eat part of Eren's left body? I hope not, because if that's happening, it means that the cycle is going to restart really soon. Or she's going. Let's pretend that she's going to cut his head, right? Where is she going to put that head under that tree? And that's why they are staying exactly under that tree, and that's exactly where the place where Eren is crying for this, because it's like as if Mikasa, by grabbing his head, is already anticipating that that will be the place where she's going to bury him, and she's going to visit him forever over there until she dies. That's a premonition that it's quite sad, don't you think? But okay, let's go ahead. And then see, now we are 15 seconds, okay? And there is that the tree that it's upside down. That means what I told you 2 days ago. Yeah. Eh, Okay, when she's saying soro soro Cairo, that means it's time to go back home. Okay, uh, she's repeating these sentence more or less the same millions of times. I mean, Mikasa is always waiting the moment that Eren comes back, or she's going to come and rescue him, or she's going to call him to say, "Let's go back home." It didn't happen just in this first episode when we know this iconic scene, but even later, in the final season, she's saying it too many times. I want Eren to come back. Eren, please, kaite kite. That means come back home. And then when she's meeting Eren, when they are at the table that they are discussing, she's saying, please come back. And then even after, in this episode later, when she's having that moment in which she can meet this boy, this Eren boy version, she's saying, please come back. So it's like as if this cycle of events are repeating and there is no interruption. But at this point, if she is going to kill him and she's going to bury him under that tree, I think that Mikasa will be relieved instead of being sad. I'm thinking about this for these last days because I was thinking, will Mikasa be sad or will Mikasa be relieved after Eren will go? Um, from my point of view, yes, she will definitely be sad to kill him because that's the worst and the last thing that a person wants, especially if that person loves the other one. But at the same time, guys, think about it. I believe that she could be even relieved. The reason why I say this is because she has always struggled to find him. She has always struggled to catch him while he was going away, and she couldn't catch him because he was too fast and he was also escaping. He was also stolen, even in season two when Reiner and the others were trying to get Eren and go away with him. Do you remember when she woke up? The first thing was, "Where's Eren? We needed to reach him." So every time Mikasa had to struggle in pain and to find him, to reach him, to be next to him. But once he will be dead and she will bury him over there, she would think, wait, now I don't have to run anymore. I don't have to struggle anymore to find Eren because I know that now that he is physically gone, let's say, he will find his way to meet me. And at the same time, if I bury his head under that tree, I know where to find him. So I will be sure to find him over there. And I will not be afraid anymore to come there and not to find him. Because I think that the trauma of Mikasa was always this. That means, will I be able to find Eren? Even when she's coming on the other side of the ocean, when there is that Marley. Plan, okay, against the Marley to infiltrate, etc., etc. Yeah, at that time, she was not sure to meet Eren or to see if Eren agreed with what she wanted to say. So, as you can see, there is this constant anxiety that Mikasa has to try to find him, to try to take him back home, etc., etc. So I really believe that once she's burying him, she will feel relieved because she says, "Oh, okay, Eren is over there." And if I wanted to find Eren, I will go there under that tree, and I'm pretty sure that he will be there with me. So I don't have to run in order to find him. That's another way to be so poetic. That's something that I would really love, let me tell you. Anyway, let's go ahead. And he's even asking, okay, let me raise the volume a little bit. Okay, so you can also hear it. He is saying, okay, let me go back for a second. What am I doing here? he's saying. It's like as if he doesn't even know why he finds himself under that tree. Even in that case, I had some ideas, because it's like as if someone else took him there, or as if he was attracted by that place specifically. Is it because someone from the future, the Eren of the future, told him to go under that tree so he could have had that connection thanks to that dream, so he could see some things already that were anticipating everything? That's interesting because the fact that he's saying, why am I here? What am I doing here? This is already a hint that lets you understand that Eren, it's like as if it was guided by something, or something not just in the future, but even somebody from the past. I mean, we know. Okay, I wanted to clarify this because in the reaction video, probably I was not expressing myself in the proper way. When I was saying that Ymir was influencing Eren, I was not thinking, or I was not saying, I mean, by saying this, I was not saying that Ymir is forcing Eren to be bad. No, I'm not saying this, or I didn't intend that. What I intended is that Eren already has his ideas, and they are quite clear because he's explaining them later. But when I'm talking about the influence that Ymir can have on Eren, we need to remember, first of all, that Ymir is the original Shisono Kyojin. Second of all, she was waiting for someone coming next to her and tatakae and fight, because she was waiting 2,000 years for a person. And at the same time, when I was saying influence, I mean, when you are supporting more than you should someone who is already doing a bad thing. I mean, you're doing a bad thing, and I'm coming next to you and saying, yes, yes, let's do it, come on, you're doing right, you're doing right, you're doing right. This is a way to influence you anyway. It's like as if you have a partner in crime. But that doesn't mean that Ymir was saying, Eren, you have to behave like this. No, I'm not saying something like this. I'm saying Eren already has clearly his ideas, but he's not alone in this. There's someone else that is supporting his ideas, and she, in this case, because Ymir, that's the one, she's encouraging Eren to go ahead. So instead of saying, Eren, I understand your plan, but you should think about it. No, it's like as if Ymir is encouraging him by standing on his side and supporting his ideas. This is a way to influence someone, you know. That's what I believe. But we will discuss it about it later, of course. Let's go ahead. But yeah, he's saying, why am I here? And look, it reminds me when Falco in season 4, part 1, was saying, huh? I remember that I saw a bird flying or something, you know? That was the same moment of confusion that attracted me quite so much, yeah. Eh, I had a really long dream. He says this even in season 3, part 2. I mean, when he is uh, reviewing the life of Kruger, and the fact that he is understanding the meaning of Shingeki no Kyojin for the first time. Yes, when he is going back to himself, let's say, he's saying the same exact thing. He's saying, it feels like I had a really long dream, even if he knows that it was not a dream. that it was just the memories from the past in this case, because they were talking about Grisha and Kruga together. But I really like, yeah, when there is even the repetition of sentences, because that makes you understand the story more. Okay. Yes, he's always dreaming it. And okay, let's go ahead. Ah, he doesn't remember because he's just saying, "What was about it?" I mean, what was this dream about? If you knew, I mean, I would like to reply to it. If you knew, I can't remember. Yeah, and this is the most important question that was always asked almost everywhere. Okay, I mean, yes, it was asked here. Why are you crying? Are you crying? But even Emir was crying. You know, I already made that long, immense analysis of that episode of Emir. Go and check it out. But she was crying one tear. Okay, because when with the studio made this part. In the first episode, you see that Eren has just a one tear coming down. Here, of course, he has the main tear coming down, but he's crying even from the other eye. But what amazed me the most was that in With the Studio, in the first episode, he was crying from one side only and with one tear. That was the exact same thing that happened to Ymir in that flashback episode in which we understand her background story. Yeah, that in that case I was making a connection sincerely, because it was like as if even at that time, and I was telling you this already, Eren and Ymir had a connection somehow because they were reacting in the same way. And yeah, we don't see as much as for episode 1 in season 1 what was in that dream. I know, because most of you told me this, that that dream that Eren is having in episode 1, and you see these flash of scenes coming one after the other one, they were just some ideas that Isayama put for a specific part that was coming later. But then he changed his mind, so he didn't use these things anymore. I think that I tried to react to those scenes, and I tried to see some things. um, I remember that there was a scene in which I could see something like the toys that Willie Tiber's kids were using, or something like that. Now I don't remember. Okay, let me go and check it really quick, okay? Because I told you these review things are going to last so long, so stay with me. It will last quite a lot of time. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. Attack on Titan, season 1, episode 1. Let's see if it happens so that I can find it there. No. Okay, let me check this. Sorry. Okay, 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 okay. Yes, we have that. Okay, so mhm. Okay, immediately up. Let's go ahead. Sorry, volume is too high. Okay, okay, okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, 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 okay. Here we go. Yes, yes. But in that case, guys, if the episode was called to you after 2000 years, it's like as if these scenes that hello hello it's like as if these scenes that Eren is checking through that dream or nightmare were a message sent by Ymir to Eren, because even the title is that. So now let's check. I'm going to check, okay, to see these scenes. Okay, there are the flowers. See, see. Okay, now I'm going to go slowly. I want to go slowly so I can see the things, and I will skip the volume. Otherwise, it's something like that. 2 years, 2000 years later. So That's my idea. Yeah, okay, let's go ahead. There are these flowers already. I'm going to recheck it because I don't know if I did it or I did it by myself when I was reviewing some things and I was preparing. See, the first thing first that you see of that moment, let's say, is that those flowers that are blue. Now I'm rewatching episode 1 of season 1. These blue flowers are becoming dirty. They are full of blood. That is almost the same thing that happened when Ymir saw that the flower that was cursed by this tear of blood that we see in the part 2. So there is this connection because even in the case of Eren, who's going to be killed by Mikasa, um, even in that case, these flowers that are the flowers that in the anime are always there when there is Eren and Mikasa are going to be colored in blood because Eren will be killed by her. So it's a sort of a premonition. Look, if we checked it already many years ago, we could have had this theory, but at that time, 10 years ago, or 8 years ago when the anime came out, we were not, I mean, sincerely, we were not there checking these things as much as we were doing now. So it's totally different, but it's already a premonition. It's already something that can tell us that that flower it was colored in blood. Okay, let's go ahead. And then there is another moment immediately after you see a mouth of a titan that is opened. That it's like the moment in which Dinah was killing Carla, or at least there is the image of a titan. So Eren right now is dreaming all of these things. And that's why I'm rewatching it because later we have to reconnect to this last episode that we watched, and it's important because we understand why Eren is crying, except for the fact that he had this instant in which he sees Mikasa saying "Iterashai," but before the "Iterashai" there is something else. Okay, let me go ahead. For those who are joining now, I'm rewatching the instant scenes that Eren is dreaming in episode 1 of season 1. Okay, so the flowers. Then the mouth. What's later? Wait. Okay. Blood everywhere. Then there is a boy that is taken from the ground. It's like as if he or she has to be eaten. You see the windmill. That is exactly the same place where he is right now with Mikasa. I'm putting these in slow motion, otherwise I can't detect anything. Okay. And then you find the same windmill with the Titans coming, approaching. So Eren in that dream was already dreaming that the Titans were coming. But these memories from the future at this point are coming from Eren, that is coming from the future, that is showing the little Eren these things in that nightmare, or as much as the title is saying to you 2000 years later, is that Ymir who's trying to show Eren these things, so she's calling him. That means, Eren, you are the one who's going to reach me, so please check these things in this dream already, and then try to find a way to find me. See? Let's go ahead. Then there is another Titan, and everything is, I mean, blood is going everywhere. And And then there is these, yes, it was not the toys of Willy Taiba's boys. There is these uniform that we saw, if I'm not wrong, we saw that the guards of Willy Taiba were wearing the same uniform, if I'm not wrong. Can I check it? Let me check. Willy Taiba, Taiba guards. Let's see if on Google it's appearing now. Let's see, guards. See, now I can check it because it's no more spoiler. Okay. Ah, no, they are a little bit different. A little bit different, but the color is the same. Yeah. Then there was the fireplace. Were they next to a fireplace when they were talking? No. No, 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 no. No, right? Hmm. But they are red. Actually, they are red. And let me see. No, you can't see anything anymore. I don't know. But is this regarding Willy Tiber? That means that he already had the memories from the future regarding Willy Taiba. And if that's so, it means that the Eren from the future was already showing the little Eren all these things. But how could he? Because okay, that he can go back in the past because he did it with Grisha too. But I think that Ymir was having a connection with Eren too, because before Eren reached Ymir, Eren, by being Yumiru no Tami, he somehow is connected to the tree anyway by being one of the population of Ymir. So, hmm, okay, interesting. Okay, let me go ahead. In the meantime, I'm thinking. Ah, yes. Okay, I saw that. Okay, okay, okay. So these are the toys. Yes. I think that these might be the toys of the little boys of Willy Taiba while they were playing, or not. Am I imagining things? Hmm. No. Ah, let's see. No. No, no, no. I thought, let me see one more time. There's a teddy bear. Ah, wait. Now I got an idea. Do you remember? Was there a teddy bear when Xava was talking about his background story? I need. Okay, let me go one more time to find the episode. Let me see. Xava. Okay, Xaver. Xaver. Okay, Attack on Titan. Sorry, I'm checking on Google right now. Attack on Titan. Xaver. See if they show me that. No, 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 no. That's Zeke. No. Ah, yes. Okay, these are the toys. That's a doll. Wait, wait, wait. Ah, okay. There's a clown toy, but there's not a clown toy here. No. Okay, no, no. They are different. No, no, no. Because I remembered that while Xava was talking about his life, and he was saying that one day he found his wife committing together with his son. I thought that over there were the toys. But try to imagine if that was possible. I mean, if in that dream they could, Eren from the future was showing Eren a little boy already. Really, Taiba, Xava. Unbelievable. Okay, let's go ahead. But there are some flags behind. What are those flags? Hmm. Yeah, maybe Isayama was just having a probable idea of what to put later, but then he didn't use all these. I mean, later he used the idea of that dream that Eren was having at the beginning. But okay, let me see what's next. Ah, okay. Then you see. Wait, 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 wait. Let me see the difference. Okay, ta 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 ta. Yes, the boy. Okay, come on, come on. Because I went back, I made a mistake. Sorry. Okay, okay. After the toys, there are some comrades of the Chosa Heidan killed in the forest. That is what's happening in season one with Annie. I mean, yeah, there are four because they were four. I mean, the comrades of Levi who died in the forest were four. Let's go ahead. And then there is Eren with a B here. What does that mean? But I think that that's Eren, or is there somebody else? No, no, maybe it's somebody else. That eye, I don't think that's Eren's eye. Was that maybe Faye when she was killed by the dogs? At that time later, they put the crows, but okay. Other blood. And then they show you, yes, look, he's seeing the face of Dinah as a Titan. So these are the memories from the future. Even in this dream. Okay, let me go ahead. And then, no, this is a big spoiler. From the beginning, I mean, from the first episode, in the first minutes, you see that Carla is going to die. Because if you go slow motion, in this dream, you see that Carla is picked up from Dinah and she's going to be killed. These, wait. Ah, no, 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 no. Okay, okay. No, because I remember when Grisha said to Eren, Eren, why don't you show me Carla? Why don't you show me that she's fine now or something like that? And in fact, this vision of a Carla that is picked like this from Dinah in order for her to eat her, it's blurred. It's not clear. Okay. Uh-huh. In fact, it's all blurred. And then he's going to wake up. Okay, now I put the volume. And there are two. Oh, sorry, sorry. I have to put the playback speed to normal. Eren is going to wake up as soon as he has this vision that Carla is dying. And in fact, after he wakes up, two crows are flying up in the sky. We know that with birds, Isayama always wants to tell us something. And of course, as much as for what happened with Grisha in part two, when it was everything revealed about these memories of the future, there were the crows flying in the sky at that time. And they were going on the opposite side, I mean, in the opposite direction. And even in this case, they are flying away. Mm, let me see the difference. It's the same. The same. The same. Eh sì, That the time he was having just the tear on one side. He was not crying with the other eye. Okay, okay, sorry. I just wanted to see this flash 1 second of episode one because we needed to understand everything. But okay, anyway, let's go ahead. Wait a second, where is it? Okay, here we go. Ready? Let's go. And as much as I was telling you 2 days ago, when there are these leaves with the, I mean, the wind that is blowing and these leaves that are going away from them. Usually in anime, when they use a wind or when you see these leaves flying away, it's to remark an important scene, or at least they are remarking that that scene is super essential because or it's going to change something or it's going to tell you something that you have to keep it in mind or this thing that is happening in that scene narrates you something that you don't have to forget and or something that yeah, as much as I was saying, it's a creating a mess or it's a totally changing the plot of the story. And I think that that's what's happening. So these memories that Eren is having during that dream, where they memories coming from the future based on the things that we have seen, like when Carla is going to be killed, and even if it's blurred, or Dinah is a titan that is approaching. The titans that are going next to that windmill, it's like as if he is dreaming already that they are going to be attacked. So someone from the future is sending to Eren these memories, and for what purpose? As much as for what happened in season 3 part 2 when he was seeing the memories from the past, in this case when Grisha was talking to Kruga, in this case it was like as if he was seeing already many things from the future. uh, and what they show you, the tree or a tree. Okay, um, Ramsey is having the same tone of color of the eyes as Eren. And second of all, Lalil and Ramsey, they reminds me of Eren and Armin, who are planning something. The reason why I say this is because here Ramsey is saying, look, Lalil, let's put this thing here. Nobody else is going to understand this. So it's like as if they are secret, right? If you remember when Armin is showing Eren that book talking about the other side of the world, even that was a secret because that book that Armin had was illegal over there inside of the walls. They shouldn't know what's outside of the wall, and they don't have to ask themselves what's after these walls, right? But the grandpa of Armin was having this book in the basement, and Armin found it. So there is still there is always a connection between these two boys, and it's not a coincidence, guys. It's always like this. I mean, in this story, everything is repeating. And everything has a connection with the previous protagonists. So Ramsey reminds me Eren, who's having the plan together with Armin to put these money or to put what they found over there, so nobody can understand this as much as when Armin and Eren were thinking about that day when we will be able to go on the other side. I mean, when we will be able to go and reach these continents that are so different, one after the other one. This dream that is always connected to another person, the way to create a dream based on joining forces together. And this is really nice. Let's go ahead. Uh, Here in this case, it's another thing that Ramsey reminds me of Eren, because every time Carla was complaining on him, especially because he was always disobeying Carla. And in this case, Lalil is saying the same thing to Ramsey. Look, don't do something like that, otherwise, Grandpa is going to feel sad about this. They are the same, you know. This is the typical sentence of Eren. Someone has to do this. I mean, mm, there has to be one that has to do something. This reminds me, of course, when Eren met Ymir, and Ymir was waiting for someone to come. And when Eren is hugging her, he's saying, "You were waiting for me," right? As if he had the duty to do something like this. Or even when he's doing the rumbling, someone has to do this. As if he needs to be the one that has to interrupt this cycle that is repeating over and over again. So these sacrifice, even Ramsey right now, he's saying someone has to do this. That means, okay, I'm sacrificing myself right now to do this. Otherwise, nobody will do that. And it's like Eren, even here, when he's saying, if I don't do this, many people are going to die in winter. It's like I'm starting the rumbling because if I don't start the rumbling, the people inside the walls are going to be killed forever and ever and ever. So, as you can see, I really like the fact that when we see later the scene in which Eren is in front of Ramsey, it's like as if he's in front of a part of himself, because he has so many things in common with him. Another time, another thing that he has in common with Eren, when he's saying, "If I die, please give this money for everyone to everyone for me." It's like Eren who's going to sacrifice himself for the sake of his friends. If I die, please go ahead and keep doing the good things. That's why I saved you, because I know that you have to be happy, and if I can't be happy, at least you have to be happy. So these are always the same things reconnecting to Eren, and this is really nice. I love these. And now, let me say another thing. Even when you see that these people, immediately after, these people are trying to grab something from others, they are trying to hide the money, they are preferring to take care of the money instead of taking care of their lives. Yeah, it's like when people are focusing too much on one thing and skipping all the rest. So I like when, even when they are about to be killed or they are going to die, they are still thinking about these material things that are so important for them. Because let's say that many literature men and even many philosophers, they were condemning human beings for this. They were saying that human beings are attracted by materialistic things. And when they are focusing too much on these things, then they are losing the conception of the importance of their lives. And instead of rescuing themselves in a moment like this, they sometimes prefer to take care of the money or the car or the clothes, as you see in the next scenes. The desperation that can't be um, more well represented than these. Yeah. This scene is amazing. When Ramsey is touching the ground, and he, of course, he's hearing the tremble. I mean, he's feeling it. But at the same time, you see Ramsey, the face of Ramsey. You see these. Uh, Let me go back 1 second. Yes. Okay. We are 2 minutes and 9 seconds to let you understand where we are of the first part. And there's Ramsey face. Then there is the forest here, and there is this open air space, and immediately after all these crows that are flying away, and even in this case they are flying in the opposite side, telling you, look, something bad is going to happen. This of course reminds me season 4 part 2, when Grisha discovered the location of um, Ray's family. Sorry, I didn't remember the name. Or even after, when he tries to kill the Ray's family, but he can't, and there are these crows flying on the opposite side. Or when I wanted to remember this forever, in season 3 part 2, when they are reaching the ocean, Armin is super happy and he's having a great smile while he's riding on a horse, but the birds are flying in the opposite side. I mean, Armin is going this way and the birds are going back. That means, look, something negative is going to happen. Usually birds are going to fly in the best direction they can. If they are flying on the opposite side, I mean, on the opposite direction, it makes you understand that there is something wrong. And this is what's going to happen here too, because the rumbling is approaching something devastating, something terrible, that it's like an earthquake, actually, because it's called rumbling because the earth is trembling. Okay. And you see Ramsey with these forests all around. Look, in this story, the forest is omnipresent, as not just as a concept, but even as a setting. Because it's like as if up in the sky, in fact, Ramsey, I told you, here behind him, there is a part of the sky that is without the trees and everything. And it's like by showing these clouds, but even the sky, it's like an opening while he is surrounded by the forest. This is amazing, and that makes you understand that the kids are not fault. I mean, they don't have to be the fault people of all the things, of all the mess that the previous generations created. And in fact, even Lalil and Ramsey, who are going to be sacrificed, they are dying because everything is a consequence of everything that happened from centuries and centuries and centuries before. So poor Ramsey, poor Lalil, I mean, these kids don't have any fault for everything that happened before, but they are victims anyway because they are part of the other side of the world. And Eren doesn't care if you are a kid, if you are an adult, and whatever. He is going to exterminate everyone because it's just the other side of the world. Of course, he's wrong because even during the reaction, I was saying, please don't show me the kids because Look, when they touch kids or when they are killing kids, to me, even for me in Abyss, you already know that it's my weak point. But especially here in this part of the first episode, I felt so sad because even these kids, as much as Eren and Armin at that time, as much as Reiner and all the others who were trying to fulfill their dreams, even these kids, these two kids, had their own dreams to save money, especially Ramsey, to be ready for winter, to be kind to others. So they had a good heart, especially Ramsey, who's saying, look, if I die, give this money to all the others so they can survive. But the fact that Ramsey has a dream as much as Eren had a dream at that time together with Armin. And once again, Reiner at the same time on the other side of the world had his dream. So as you can see, there's a theme of the dream related to each person that could be different or that could be agreed or not. But anyway, it's a dream. And it depends on the side of the world you were born at this point. Because if for Reiner, being a warrior was a dream in order to manifest to the entire world that he couldn't, in his opinion, that was a noble dream as much as Eren and Armin, who were dreaming to go and discover the world. They thought, oh, that's really noble because you're going to discover something that nobody else couldn't. So, as you can see, everyone here has a dream. In this case, we are talking about kids, but even adults had their dreams. And sometimes we are condemning them, some other times we are approving what they are doing. But anyway, it depends on the character. We have to see the we have to watch this story trying not to understand what's right and what's wrong, but try to understand that everyone has his or her own point of view, and we can't be there and say this is right, this is wrong, etc., etc. We can condemn Eren for sure because he is killing lots of people, but when you will discover the motivation, I mean, when you will discover the reason immediately after when he's talking to Ramsey, it's like as if Eren uh, remained at the time when he was a boy. I mean, it's like as if Eren didn't grow when he's saying, I was disappointed. It's like when, it's like as if a boy is receiving a toy, okay? And he's expecting, oh, I wanted that toy, I wanted that toy. Then when it's opening, he finds a toy that he's like, oh, I feel disappointed. That's like a boy. That's like a baby boy. But when Eren is saying, I was disappointed, he is even crying, he doesn't even seem an adult. But we're going to talk about it later. But it's like as if time stopped the moment in which Carla died. I mean, from that moment on, that's no more the Eren of before. It's like as if he's stuck over there. And in fact, through the rest of the episode, we see always the boy Eren. We don't see the adult Eren talking or saying his things even in front of his friends. While his friends are adults, he is still a boy confronting them. So you have to understand that Eren stopped his um dreamy world or dreamy life that day. And there is like a trauma that can't be solved anymore. Thank you for Footsteps of Doom. That's the perfect soundtrack in the perfect moment. Huh? Wow. Oh, and then they show you the statue that later is going to be broken while there is the rumbling. I think that this statue, okay, it's not like the statue of a Heros, but it seems like, I mean, it has reference, in my opinion, of all these soldiers that were proclaimed as heroes, and all the population from the other side of the world had to venerate them as if they were gods on earth, right? But I like even this thing, and later I'm going to tell you why. I mean, in this scene when Eren is seeing Ramsey, and then he is going to rescue him, and then he's going to tell him sorry, etc., etc., it's sunset. And when I saw it last week, I was like, did I see it correctly? I mean, was that the sunset at that time? And later I'm going to explain you why. But I'm happy to see now that it was a sun. I mean, it was during the sunset time. And even for this case, the sunset, guys. How many scenes, especially in the final season, we saw the sunset? I think that in the previous seasons, sincerely, we have never seen the sunsets before. Or if yes, tell me in the comments right now, because I don't have a specific memory of the fact that they were putting in season one, season two, season three these sunset scenes. Sincerely, I don't remember about that. If we talk about the final season, we have so many examples of sunsets. There is the flashback of Zeke, the memories of the future. There is the sunset scene with Eren and his friends. There is the moment in which Eren is escaping, thanks to their Jaegerists. There is the moment in which Mikasa is trying to talk about Eren and all the others are against her. I mean, there are so many examples of these sunset that makes you understand that something is going to vanish, because it's like the end of the day when night is coming later and darkness prevails. Okay, so the way in which they are connecting what's happening now to Ramsey and Lalil with this flashback in which we understand why Eren feels so sorry, that's amazing, because it was a sunset time, and at the same time, Eren is going to destroy all of their lives. So even the people who are bullying Ramsey are going to be destroyed some period, some time after. So this sunset that is perfectly matching with the scene of now, in which you have a beautiful day, let's say, because if it was not for the fog that, or this steam that is produced by these colossal titans, it was a nice day. But these nice days determine the extermination of all the world. Ah, see? Okay, let me stop here for a second. Eren is saying, though I'm not sure exactly how far in the future. Okay, so this is another proof that Eren is not sure about the things that he's seeing from the future. And in this case, just in this case, I agree with the Zeke when he says, I don't think you have seen everything from the future. That means I don't think that you are. Um, you can declare yourself as a perfect because you saw everything from the future, you know everything and whatsoever. No, that's right. I also believe that. And here there is this other sentence that is confirming this, that Eren is not sure about what he's seeing, when, etc., etc. And this is sorry, and this is really important because it makes you understand that Eren sometimes is believing everything that he's seeing because he believes that he's from the future. But that's the same mistake that even Grisha made, to believe at everything that this Eren from the future was showing him. Just because that was Eren, just because this voice from the future was saying to Grisha, let's say, I'm your son from the future, so believe me. Okay. At least he is responsible for this, and he's saying it out loud. I will kill them. well aware of the fact that he is going to kill them. So try to imagine uh, that one day Eren is going to, of course, he is infiltrated in Marley, but one day he is walking and he is already having the vision that we are going to see later. Uh, he is going to kill all of them. So even at the moment in which he approached the Falco, for example, if I were Eren, that was something incredible because you're approaching Falco, who is a kid on the other side of the ocean. But maybe at that time, Eren already saw from the future that Falco was going to survive because he was going to stay on the other side. That means with Mikas, Armin, and all the others. So that's why he was saying, "You will have a longer life." That means all these people that I see, they are going to perish. Falco, who's going to stay on the other side with my friends, he is going to have a longer life. So he already see probably the fact that Falco is going to survive and he's not going to be a victim of this rumbling. At this point, we can clarify these, in my opinion. That's just my thought. But yeah, when he was saying that sentence in part one, it impressed me because from that moment on, I started believing, okay, maybe Eren can see things from the future. Yeah, from that moment, I tried to believe so. It's a It's already determined that I do. First question. Who determined this to you? I mean, when he says it's already determined that I do, it could be seen as if Eren is talking about himself because he, from the future, is gaining the memories that he's going to do that. Okay, fine. But it's already determined. To me, it sounds as if something else determined already that Eren has to do something like this. That's why I wanted to repeat myself because I received some comments in which you were telling me that Ymir is not influencing Eren. I'm just trying to express myself better so you can understand what I mean when I say influence. Even in this case, I'm not saying that Eren doesn't believe in the rumbling or doesn't believe that the rumbling is the right choice. And Ymir started brainwashing him, saying, "You have to do the rumbling, you have to destroy the world. Did you understand? Yes, otherwise, yes." No, I didn't intend something like this. I intended, by saying this, I intended that Ymir was supporting Eren's idea, was encouraging Eren's ideas as soon as he was saying, "Give me your power, I am going to finish all this." So the support, the influence that she can give to Eren is this, the way in which she was giving the power to Eren to do what he really wanted to do. And it's also that an influence. Definitely. Because if I have a great power and Eren doesn't, and he needs me to start the rumbling, if I think that that thing is wrong to do, I don't give him the power. But if I am angry to, if I regret many things, if I wanted to punish all these world who was making me as a slave and all my population as a slave, yes, I will give you my power. I'm encouraging your ideas, so I'm influencing what you're about to do because the power is mine. You are the one who has to do the rest, but the power is mine. So by giving you my power, I am influencing you with my experience. I hope to be clear with this. Even Ymir had a bad experience, as much as Eren had a bad experience. But if they join forces, they become more powerful. So it's always an influence, especially if they agree, because even Ymir agrees because of what happened to her. She was killed by her family. She was eaten by her family. So that's what I'm saying. But when now he says it's already determined that I do, who determined that? The Eren from the future? Who's even after Eren, that is sending other messages from the memories from the future? But it's already determined. Is it the destiny that is determining everything? Has Eren the power to replace destiny by determining some actions? Was Ymir showing him some things by being like when he was a boy? Okay, it was a matter of influence, that too, to show him things, maybe to let Eren come and reach her. Because if Ymir was waiting for someone to come after 2000 years, maybe she had to find a way to find that someone that was able to come and get her. In order for her to find this person that comes and gets her, she needs to do something, or she has to maybe influence him or her somehow by determining some things. I don't know, but this is really interesting. When he's saying it's already determined, to me it sounds that he didn't determine anything, but something else determined this thing. Plus, of course, his will. But Aaron, let me tell you honestly, when you say that we never find a way for Paradise to survive, it's a little bit hazardous to say something like this because you didn't try other ways. You were the one who didn't want to try other ways. We have to remember when Eren was talking to Armin and Mikasa, and when Armin was suggesting the dialogue, or he was intending to talk to these other people from the other side of the world, he was the one stopping Armin and saying, why do you believe so? Anyway, these people from the other side of the ocean, they will consider us as demons. We can't change their minds because they already think so for generations. So there is no way that they can change the mind now just because we go and we tell them. So as you can see, Eren didn't want to find a solution. He had in his mind his plan, and that's it, even at that time. So now he can't say, I imagine that there is no solution to save a paradise. You have never even tried to find one. Even if Armin's plan was a little bit utopistic, but at least he tried. Or even Hanji and all the others when they were reaching the other side of the world together with him. And that was even the last time that they saw Eren together with them. At that time, Hanji and all the others went on the other side of the world to try to communicate, to try to um, share the different thoughts that they had. So, Eren, please don't say that that there was no other choice because you were the first one, not even trying to find one. Yeah. Especially, yes. I like that he's underlining this because he's saying their dreams. As much as I was saying to you before, everyone had a dream. Look at Ramsey. He was having a dream for him and for his entire population. All of them had a dream. And he is well aware of the fact that he is going to destroy their dreams too. But at this point, Eren, let's be honest. You are the one who are going to destroy all the world because your dream was destroyed, because your dream was not represented as reality was. So your dream was not fulfilled and it was not made into reality. Now you are the one who is destroying the dreams of others. So you are condemning others for the same things you're doing now. It's quite incoherent. That time when Carla died and that uh, wrong day in which everything collapsed, all of your life changed forever, right? But from that moment, you decided, I will destroy all the Titans, I will smash them all. They destroyed my life, so I'm going to find a way to have my revenge. But now you are the one who are destroying their dreams, their houses, their animals, everyone. So why are you repeating the same thing to others? Yes, he says, because I was born in this world. And he's partially correct. I mean, unfortunately, there are people who say that if you stole something from me, I'm going to steal something from you. Or if you kill one of my relatives, then I'm going to kill you. Or if you do something bad on me, then I'm going to have my revenge. That's how human beings are, okay? Revengeful, sinners, and selfish. That's why Eren here, he is wrong, but he is also right. I mean, he is right because he's representing what we are. That means we are not perfect at all, and we have these defects that are defining what we are. They are defining ourselves as a someone or somebody who is not perfect, who is trying to be um, a god figure for others, but then we are just the humans. I mean, Eren reminds me Nietzsche, that is a great philosopher, who was saying, God is dead. That means now we don't pay attention on gods anymore. Human beings are God on earth, let's say, and we can become a god because we are God. Eren now, by choosing who to kill and who to rescue, who to survive, who to exterminate, etc., etc., he pretends to be God. But at that time, when he was a boy, he condemned these titans who were these creatures who were pretending to choose for his life. And now he's repeating the same mistake. So he is right because he is representing the fact that we are sinners and we are imperfect and we make mistakes, and that's how it should be. It's wrong because he is stealing the same things that he was stolen from others. And that's why it's bad. That's why it's wrong. Because usually, when you are facing a bad experience, and this bad experience is done on you don't want to repeat it on others because you already know how much it was painful for you to experience this. That's why Eren is wrong, because he should have understood throughout the times that if you do something like this, they are going to experience the exact thing that you experienced. But some people might say this is quite a hypocrite, because if it happens to you that they kill your mother in front of your eyes, you can't say, I'm not getting my revenge. Or I'm not saying, Now I don't want to move a finger and I'm going to go ahead with my life. So, see, it depends on how you feel things. And that doesn't matter that that I'm good and you're wrong and vice versa. It's just a way to say things. And by being all different, we can share thoughts, of course, but we can also have a different way to react. That doesn't mean that my thought is perfect and yours is not. No, it's just that it's different. And by being different, the result is different too. In fact, Eren wants to exterminate everyone as a consequence. Mikasa, Armin, and all the others who lost other people, other dear people, decided to react in a different way. Who's right? Who's wrong? Nobody can say it 100%. At this point, I don't want to say who's right and who's wrong because I'm not God, so I'm not entitled to say, look, that person is 100% right. That's why I'm saying, okay, Eren is wrong because he is going to exterminate kids. And we know that kids don't have any fault because if he followed what Sasha's dad said, that means that the kids are not responsible for this. Even Magath said it at the end of part two that he was saying sorry because he involved the kids in all these where they should have not been there because they adults were responsible for that. So if Eren, look, let me tell you honestly, if Eren saved at least the kids or at least the younger generations, I would have understood him a little bit because I would have said, okay, at least he is going to let these new generations survive. So the new generations will be able to understand how the story was and they will not repeat the same mistakes. Because if you explain to them what happened, that would be simple for them not to repeat the same mistakes. Maybe. Never say never, guys, because mistakes can be repeated over and over again in no matter the generations at this point. But they were kids, so they were born recently and they were not fault. They were not guilty because of what was happening for 2000 years. So, yeah, I agree that Eren in his speech is saying, I am going to erase their homes, the animals, the people, and their dreams. Because this is a heavy burden for Eren to carry because he knows that he was the one who was stolen from his dreams too. So he suffered for that too. Oh no, this is terrible. He saw a woman who's pregnant. Oh my. See, even this thing to exterminate, even the kids that are still not born, it's like as if from Eren's perspective, he's thinking, if I erase even the kid that is not even born, he can't be a threatening person coming in the future to erase Paradise or to have something against the Paradise. So he is always thinking about the Paradise. He is not even taking into account the option that this kid can become a genius or this new kid can become a great person that can understand others. No, the point of view of Eren is you live over there, you are wrong, or you live over there, you are a sinner. You have to be defeated anyway. So that's the point in which I'm saying that he is wrong, because he's not even facing the probability that there is a chance to change things. He's too stuck in that moment in which his mom died. It's like as if after that moment when Carla died, there was a switch off of his brain. Finish. It's like as if it was pitch black. He couldn't see anything else. Anything else. That is more or less, even if it's reduced in this case, fortunately. But it's like what happened to Levi with Zeke. I mean, even Levi is desperately trying to find Zeke to cut his head. Even in that case, Levi had to see throughout his life all these people dying because of his plans and Chosahedan's plan. And even the fact that they were coming to try to rescue Eren and la 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 la. But the goal that even Levi is remarking is let me kill Zeke. Even after all these people died, I have to kill Zeke. So that's the purpose. In Eren's case, after Carla died, okay, there's nothing else that is more important than my revenge on this. Because after my mother died, I also died inside. And I understand, Eren. I really understand you when you say something like this. But at the same time, you are making the mistake to condemn others for the sins that were not theirs. And at this point, I totally agree with Kaya's speech to Gabi when she was saying, was my mother there when you were talking about 100 years before? Was my mother there when 4 years ago you were going against her because you think that 1,000 years before my mother was a part of these assassination of these wars? Was my mother involved? No. So why are you condemning my mother? That's the same thing that I'm saying now to Eren when he's saying, I'm going to exterminate all of them without even the choice of thinking something different. Kaya is right. Kaya is definitely right. And then, okay, this is one of the best scenes in my opinion because, okay, sorry, it's trembling. Sorry. This is one of my most favorite scenes when Eren is asking himself, what would mom think right now? Oh, okay. Now I wanted to explain you why I think that it was awesome that this scene was during the sunset moment of the day. And this is just my personal thought. I mean, it's not something confirmed. It's not something that other people maybe say. I'm going to say it because I really loved the moment in which, I don't know if you remember this, but in Memories of the Future, I think it was in that during that episode. If I'm saying something wrong, just let me know in the comments. But I remember when Carla was approaching Eren. I think, yeah, it was Memories of the Future. And she's saying, when you have red ears, you are lying. So, okay, this is just my stupid thought, okay? I already put it in advance right now. Now it's the sunset moment with, of course, the most important color during a sunset is red. And we know that Eren lied quite a lot to Mikasa, to Armin, to convey his feelings. The fact that he wants that others believe that Eren now changed, that now he's a bad guy and whatsoever. Now I'm going to answer to Eren's question because I'm going to tell him if the question is what would mother think right now. Dear Erin, I think that if Carla would have been alive, first of all, she would have slapped on your face. Absolutely. And she would have grabbed one of your ear like this, as she was always doing, to scold you. And then your mom, Erin, would have said, "You are lying because your ears are red." And in fact, Erin is lying. And Carla would have noticed that since the beginning. I mean, if Carla was there when Erin, Mikasa, and Armin were having that discussion, if Carla was there, she would have known since the beginning that her son was lying. So my idea, and that, did you see the connection with the day in which he's thinking about his mom and it's a sunset time? Amazing. In fact, his ears, if you check his ears, we are 3 minutes 25. His ears are a little bit red. So I like to think even something like this, even if I repeat you, it's just my thought, but I will never forget when Carla said that thing. Absolutely. And there are some people who say that Eren was the one who killed his mom. Huh. Wow. I mean, I'm thinking something like this too. And I think that I told you already many months ago when I was reviewing, when I was checking one of the episodes, and I was telling you my thoughts. And sorry, guys, I'm trembling a little bit. When some people are saying something like this right now, I I also start thinking about it because when we know from memories of the future that Grisha killed most of the race family, then of course there was the attack, etc., etc. Yeah, some people believe that Eren killed his own mom, but it depends only for one thing. If Eren was the one who was already influencing somehow Grisha from the moment of season 3, part 2. I mean, when he's saying, if you want to save me, Kasa, Armin, and all the others, just to go there and do what you have to do, just to finish the story, just to go ahead with the mission, right? If Eren in that moment was talking through Kruger and he was using his memories of the future to convince Grisha about these things, then I can agree when some people say that Eren wanted Carla to die because all the rest was a consequence. And if that's so, it makes you understand that everything that happened later was just an excuse. Because if Eren, by influencing Grisha, understood what was happening even later, his idea to start the rumbling and to have his revenge were just a mere excuse that was already built before. And it was just a pretext to start something. It was just a way to start all these because anyway, the destiny was saying, was determining already that that world had to be destroyed somehow. Do we have to agree with this? I believe that when there was that voice, if you wanted to save Amika, Sarmin, and all the others, that could be Eren Yeager. Yes, that could be him because I can't imagine someone else except for Eren, of course. But yeah, that's tricky. Yeah. Yeah. Wait. Um, when that the sentence was said, when Kruger was saying that sentence, he didn't say, if you want to save Mikasa, Carla, Mikasa, Armin, and all the others. Because, of course, by being a memory from the future, Eren knew that Carla was dead already. So, was that Eren's intention to kill Carla? Or it was just a way to rescue the people left from all these traumatizing events? Otherwise, Eren would have said even the name of Carla. But it's like as if, as he says, everything is determined. So no matter if you're trying to change things, things are not going to change as much as you want. They are changing based on the destiny that is already predetermined. And that's why even Eren in season 2, when he's saying, always referring to his mom, when he's, yes, before the love declaration from Mikasa, when she's saying arigato here, arigato there, and whatsoever, uh, he is talking to his mom and he's saying, Mom, I'm not changing anything here. I mean, even if I try to change things, I can't. There's no way I'm changing them. I really can't. So is everything predetermined? That's really interesting. And when I saw this scene, I cried because you understand that anyway, no matter if Carla was going against him and was trying to protect him and was trying to avoid Eren to do from doing things, forbidding Eren from doing risky things, he loved his mom. Also because his mom, I know what he thinks, or I'm trying to imagine, okay? Because do you remember when Eren is going to meet the Shadis, and they are going to talk about Carla, and they are going to talk about, sorry, it's trembling, guys. Um, and when Shadis is explaining to Eren who was Carla and the relationship that he was having with Grisha, with Carla, etc., etc. Do you remember, of course, that amazing moment when Carla is saying, My kid is special anyway because he is born in this world. And look at him, she's saying, look at him. Don't you think he is cute? So now when he's saying, what do you think? What would mom think right now? Am I special for real for what I'm doing? Am I cute as much as she was saying? Um, yes, she said that I am special because I was born in this world. And in fact, he is always repeating this sentence because I was born in this world. As if sometimes it's also an excuse, because I'm born in this world, I was born in this world, I can be bad, or because I was born in this world, I can decide one day to exterminate everyone. Yes, because you were born in this world, you are a sinner, definitely, or you're not perfect, definitely. But there is a huge difference. I don't know if Carla would have said that he's special because he wants to sacrifice himself for the sake of Mikasa and all the others. Maybe. But there's nothing to be special. in this case, because actually Carla would have never appreciated this. Absolutely. I think yes, she would have slapped on his face and say, "Eren, what are you doing? You have to do things properly. Didn't I tell you to protect Mikasa, to stay next to her and be there for her? Why do you separate from her? Why are you acting so bad towards her? Why are you telling her that you hate her?" Hey, would she understand he's her son or not? I mean, what if Carla would have said, "I know it, and why you do this? Because you wanted to protect all the others, because you wanted to protect your family." But I think that if I know Carla just a little bit, she would have said, "Just because I died, you don't have to do all this mess. Just because that day was showing you a different perspective and everything changed from that day, don't do this, Eren. Don't create a mess like this." But I also wanted to say that Carla was saying, "Go, go, go." Do you remember in the first episode when she's dying? To Eren and Mikasa, and Hannes, she's saying, "Go, go, don't you listen to me? I already told you that you have to listen to your mom's words." And when they are going, she's saying, "No, don't go." Do you remember that moment? So she was confused at that time. She didn't know if she had to say go or not go, or at the end of the day, she preferred to rescue her family by sacrificing herself. That it's almost the same thing that is happening even now, because Eren is going to sacrifice for all the others, while all the others are going to be rescued. So Carla and Eren, even if the thing is totally different, but Eren and Carla are not so different, because the principle is always the same: to protect your family, to put your family on top. Even if you don't want to let them go, you let them go to be sure that they are going to survive. That is more or less what I believe about Eren. I mean, as I told you, Eren is behaving so bad to all of them. Eren is saying this and then he doesn't want to um, think about another plan. He has to move forward, etc., etc., etc. And at the same time, he wants to act as if he already decided everything and nothing can change his mind. While I believe that he's like Carla at this point, when she was saying, "No, at the end of the day, please don't go." But go, 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 go. Eren is the same. Mikasa, Armin, all the others, go, go, go. I wanted to rescue you. No, don't go. I mean, I believe that one day, in 6 months, I still hope that we see Eren. I mean, the Eren that can reveal us that he doesn't want to die, or that he doesn't want all the others to go, while he is left aside, while he is left behind. If you think about that, Carla and Eren are the same in the attitude, of protecting their family. Family first. And they are going to sacrifice themselves. So, what would Carla think? Would she think, Eren, you're doing the right thing? You're protecting your family? Or, Eren, what are you doing? Just because you wanted to protect them, you have to exterminate all the others, especially the kids? You're wrong. Carla will never answer. So, you see the fragility of Eren even in moments like this. Because while Carla was alive, the typical behavior of a boy, right? He has never wanted to listen to his mom. But now he would have liked to hear her voice or her opinion. So, as you can see, the more you're becoming adult, the more you understand the importance of the parents or the importance of a suggestion from a person who we really cared of. But at that time, when we really need, there's not the chance because these people are gone. And I think that at that time, Eren was also thinking, look, all the times when my mother was telling me don't do that or don't do this, or she was suggesting me something, I was always replying to her in the worst way because I was rebelling myself to all these impositions. Okay, also because Eren said it honestly. He said, no matter what they are saying, I was born like this. So it was not because, yes, at this point, I was born like this. We can say that he didn't change from the moment Carla died, but even before, he wanted to be independent. He wanted to move forward based on his feelings. Yes and no. Because if that day Carla didn't die, Eren would have still been smiling, as always. Eren would have had fun with his friends. So, yes, he would have rebelled to his mom, but it's the typical behavior that all teenagers or all boys and girls have at his age. So, I don't think that it would have been the same just because he says, I was born in this world like this. Since I was born, I was like this. It depends. In my opinion, it depends. But yeah, what would Carla think? I don't think that she would have considered him special now. No, because at that time he was not even the Shingeki no Kyojin. So if he was a Titan and she knew about that, and she would have said, "Oh yes, my son is special," But at that time, he was still Eren Yeager. He was not nor the Shingeki no Kyojin, nor the Sensui, nor the Shiso. He was a boy. He was her son. And of course, in all mother's opinion, the sons and daughters are special as they are. Not because they have a special quality. In that case, she was talking to Shadis, and Shadis has always wanted to be the first one, but everyone was coming, and he was always number two. Okay, so that was something else. It was a different discussion. Partially, partially, partially. Because if we have to talk about Eren, many times Eren saw Mikasa always being first, and he was always coming after. And he didn't stand these. Do you remember? Even when Mikasa was trying to join the Chosa Heian together with him, or to join, sorry, the same group inside the Chosa Heian while they were training or they were finding a way to reach that spot in which they could have found the Titans, etc., based, I mean, following the plan that was made already. And in that time, Mikasa, I think that was the first chance in which Mikasa had to split from Eren. Do you remember? At that time, Mikasa said, I'm coming together with you. I'm following you. If you go over there, I also will go. And Eren was giving her a hit ahead. I mean, boom. He was doing like this and he was like, good, no, go away. Move from here. I mean, it was like as if he was tired to be number two always. And Mikasa was always the perfect one. Mikasa was always receiving compliments by Carla. Mikasa was always protecting Eren. Mikasa was the one who was rescuing him all the time. So he felt inferior, as if he was having an inferiority complex. Because Mikasa was always better than him. And that's why I think that in Shadis and his story, he found something in common But Carla's reply when she was saying, "Look, don't you think he is cute? My son is cute?" Of course he was, you know. But then she's saying, "It doesn't matter." Let me see if I can find that dialogue for a second. Let me see. Carla and the Shadis. I'm always on YouTube in the meantime. Carla and the Shadis. Let's see if we find that dialogue. Oh, here we go. Okay, perfect. Just a second. Oh, okay. You look like your mother almost in every single way. Let me see if I can find it in Japanese. Sincerely, I prefer it. Uh, okay, okay, I found it. Sorry. Sorry, I totally forgot that he was saying it like this, you know? Because now I was talking randomly together with you, and I was saying that Eren felt inferior, but now he said it. I mean, he said, the commandment was right. I was never special or anything. But I am the son of a special man. When later he's saying to Grisha, I mean, he's looking at him with such a disappointed face. Yes, talking about disappointment. Okay, no, okay, I will say it later in the second part when we will reach that moment because I want to tell you one thing. But just remember this, I'm the son of a special man. Yes. Okay, Carla said. Oh, is it wrong not to be special? No, it's not wrong. Because there are people who believe that they are special and people who are thinking of the opposite. But in this world, there is a place for everyone, or at least who is determining the fact that someone is special? Nobody. Because we can't be entitled to say that we are special than others. And Eren is not special at all. I mean, with this question said by Carla, she's totally right. Is it wrong not to be special? And in this case, she was comforting even Shadis consequently because he was never feeling himself as a special person. I don't think that way. When it comes to my child, it's fine if he's never great. Ah, what mother would think about me? It's fine if you're never great. And in fact, he's not great right now. But he's trying to rescue his family. So that is something great somehow, you know, because it's something that can nobilitate your soul by saving someone dear to you. He doesn't have to be better than anyone. After all, just look at him. He is so cute. Mikasa would have said, I agree. He's already special. I mean, he said, just look at him. He's cute. Okay, Carla, come and show us your face when you see the Shubino Kyojin. It's impossible that now she's saying, "Oh, Eren, look at my son. He is so cute right now." I don't think she would have said something like this. But she is also saying it's good that he's not doing great things all the time. That's what I'm saying when I'm saying that he is human. By being a human, he doesn't have to be perfect. He doesn't have to be great all the times. He can make mistakes, and that's what he is doing. So I think that even if a Carla would have never accepted what he is doing, that means exterminate everyone on the other side of the world. At the end of the day, a mother will never give her back to her son. I mean, she would have never said, "You're not my son anymore," or "You're disgusting," and whatsoever. I don't think so. But she would have said, "You are wrong, Eren, this time." That it's different, because she is supporting even a person that it's not perfect. Let me finish the scene. Because he is already special because he was born into this world. Just because he had the gift to be born in this world, he is already special. But now, Carla, he is destroying this world. So is he special still? I mean, not all the world. He's destroying three-quarters of the world, or 1/12 of the world. Is he special still? Question mark. Big question mark. No, 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 no. Eh, perfect. Okay, listen carefully. He's saying, and you, just like your father wanted, chose to set ablaze your life. Perfect. Which will burn to ashes outside the walls. Perfect. I mean, Shadis, spoiler, Shadis has already anticipated what's going to happen. Perfect. And then he tried. Yes, okay. I remember these. Okay, I stopped that. But see, I mean, Shadis was already anticipating what might have happened later. But even what Carla is saying is super amazing. So going back to the episode, what would mom think? She would think that you're wrong and you're not perfect at all, that you made a great mistake. But she would have also understood maybe your real intention. So in that case, she would have understood just the reason why you wanted to do this, not what you're doing. And she would have understood also that you're lying to yourself. Because if you lie to yourself, Eren, you're able to keep going on fighting. If you don't lie to yourself and you reveal what you're feeling for real, you're going to stop everything. Because what you wanted the most is to spend the last years with Mikasa and all the others. Shouldn't we aliens be the ones to die? And this is that's what, of course, Frida said in Memories of the Future. In fact, there is the flashback. But even in that case, see, he was going against Frida, who was saying, no, look, we have to perish because it was decided like this. We have to go ahead with this method. We can't change it because we are the only sinners on this planet, and we have to pay all the sins that our ancestors made because we are cursed, because we have to be punished. That's it. And of course, Eren and was against this. So now I'm turning this thing upside down and I'm asking Eren, if you didn't agree that your generation and all the population inside the paradise had to pay for the ancestors and all the others before, and I mean the adults that were your father, your grandfather, whatever, why do Marley people have to pay? The recent people that they are in Marley, or especially the new generations, or the people or the babies that still have to be born? Why do they have to pay for this? I don't think that kids really understand what they are seeing in the world because they are just kids. It's like Gabi when she was too enthusiastic to put a bomb here, to put a bomb over there, and yeah, she didn't even understand what she was saying. And just with the experience, she was changing her mind and she was saying sorry. So if you, Eren, were against what Frida said, why now are you doing the same thing as a macrocosm? I mean, as a macro universe, macro planet, say it however you want, the same thing that Frida was saying. They are sinners, they have to be punished, there is no other solution. Why is it not good for you, but it's good for them? It's incoherent, right? But anyway, Eren is incoherent. And it's good that he is incoherent. Because if he was not incoherent and if he was perfect in all his choices, he would have been not he would have not been a human. He would have been a god, judging the earth from the upper part. So, as you can see, the greatness of this character is that he is incoherent, that he is following still his instincts, that he wants to protect his family by making mistakes or by being revengeful, call it as you like, but it's great because of this. Because if he did everything perfectly, that was boring or it was impossible. Personally speaking, I would have never liked a character who's always perfect, who's always making the right decisions in the right moment, that is saying the proper things in the proper moment. That's just an utopia of a character that doesn't exist in real life. Okay, of course, in real life, there is still not a person who wants to start a rambling in the recent years. Because if we talk about Japan, it's another thing, okay? The rambling existed for real in another way. But in the recent years, we can have the same opinion, right? We can have the same opinion saying why the new generations have to pay for the previous ones, for the previous ones' mistakes. That's wrong, right? But there are at the same time people like Eren who prefer to focus on their things only without thinking if this is good or wrong. They prefer to do it because they think that that's the right thing for themselves, for their purposes, and not for what's important for all the others. That's called selfishness. But we know that Eren is a selfishness. I mean, sorry, we know that Eren is a selfish because he showed this to us multiple times, even before the rambling. So it was not something mysterious that was hidden inside of his character. It's just a changing the proportion of his selfishness. But the fact that he was selfish, it was already evident even before. It's also true that if aliens completely die out, the Titan problem goes away. Question mark. Yes, it's possible. So, if it's true what I told you the day before yesterday, and you find the live streaming on the channel still, when I was reacting or commenting under the tree of the song of made by Sim, I was telling you if the people from Paradise are going to survive, and if Eren dies, no, if when at this point, without if when, is there a chance that they can inherit Eren's power? Because aliens are going to survive. The people in Paradise will still be there. So there is a chance that things can repeat. That, yeah, I said it already, that theory. But I prefer to say it later when I'm connecting with the the specific scene that I wanted to reach. No, Eren, I mean, it's also true that if aliens completely die out, the Titan problem goes away. No, because the people in Paradise are aliens. So if you wanted to save people in Paradise, this problem of the Titan will never go away. Not because you die, but because maybe that creature underwater is still there underwater and it can attack something else, somebody else. So all these problem of the Titans came out because of that creature, because of that bacterium underwater, not because of other things, not because of other consequences. That was the only one. So if you're killed, but this creature underwater, this bacterium underwater is still there, and it can attack another person from Paradise, maybe the Titan thing is coming back once again. So who says that this is true? See? I mean, Eren is saying it's also true. Who's going to believe this? Just Eren, if we don't know how the story went. So it's not true, Eren. I'm sorry. I don't think so. See, I just can't accept the things ending that way. But it might go that way. When, I mean, when there was the flashback story of Ymir, was he checking the same story? If he was checking the same story that we also saw, he knows that Ymir started being a Titan because of the bacterium, not because of King Fritz, let's say. King Fritz later used her because of the power she got. But Eren, you can't accept the things ending that way. And you're saving the people in Paradise. People in Paradise are aliens living in Paradise. And the bacterium, of course, if it's not that bacterium, it can be another bacterium who's going to affect these people from paradise who are aliens. And they can create other 2000 years of slavery based on something else. So what you're saying, it's not the zero possibility to repeat the same thing. Okay, yes, the zero possibility to recreate the same story. Yes, but it's not the zero possibility to create something else, because that's not true. This is your mistake. You believe that erasing the rest of the world, paradise can live peacefully forever. No, because in paradise there are corrupted people even inside the paradise. Where were you where when there was the coup d'etat? Where were you? You were not there. You were, so you could see when Historia found you. That, I mean, you were falling asleep because, of course, you were taken away, etc., etc. But you were there to see that even when there were the military soldiers working, I mean, the co-workers of Annie, okay, inside that area of the military forces, they were corrupted. So now that you wanted to save a paradise, you are not saving heaven on earth, even if it's called paradise. That means heaven. No, heaven in which there are some demons. That's great, but you're not saving a perfection. You're saving just a part of the cosmos. I mean, a part of the world. But inside of that part of the world, there is corruption still. There is still evil things too. So the fact that you're saying you can't accept the things ending this way, and they will end anyway, you're going to die. You hope that Mikas and all the others, they will live happily, but nothing can guarantee you unless there is someone after you from the future telling you that everything will be all right, and he or she is just tricking your mind as much as you were tricking your father's mind, by showing you just a few things and by letting you think that what you're doing is correct. And then this person is promising you that everything will be fine and there will not be problem if you sacrifice yourself, then it's different. Because if you are also tricked by someone else coming from the future, then you're making the same mistake as your father. So if you were disappointed by your father and his behavior, you should also be disappointed on yourself, of yourself, actually. Because if you're following these suggestions from the future, and maybe these visions are not letting you see 100% what's happening, you're fighting for what? I imagine Eren, who's receiving the visions from someone from the future, telling him, look, everything will be all right. You just have to start the rambling. You just have to save a paradise. And if you do something like this, everything will be perfect. Your friends will be saved. Your lover will be saved. Okay, you sacrifice yourself, but for a good reason, because after your loss, I mean, after you will be gone, the world will reach peace forever. If Grisha believed he is a son from the future, what if that's Eren's son or someone who got Eren's power from the future telling him so? And that's why he acted like this forever, for all throughout these existence he had. These Akuma no Ko, okay, at this point, he is the child of the devil, but who's the devil? It can be the usual interpretation that we have That, of course, the real devil, in my opinion, is the bacterian. Or if we have to find someone human, the real devil is King Fritz, and not Eren. Eren is just a consequence. He is just the Akuma no Ko, that is the child of the devil, not the devil. So someone has to be Akuma here. But what if the real Akuma is what's coming after Eren, who pushed him to think something like this thanks to these visions? He thought that he was better than his father when probably he would have been treated the same. So even now he's saying, I just can't accept the things ending that way. What way? What way? To kill the fact that they are going to kill the aliens, okay. But when he's said the previous sentence, he's saying it's also true that if aliens completely die out, the Titan problem goes away. So you don't want, you are the first one who doesn't want the Titan power to go away. Because if you're saving a paradise, the people in paradise are aliens. So you want this thing to go on? And in fact, later he says, I can't, yes. Now it's understandable because he's saying, I just can't accept the things ending that way. It means that he wants to erase the Titans. Okay, but Eren, by doing what you're doing, how can you be so sure that things can't repeat even inside the paradise once again in the future? If you saw Ymir's background story together with us, you know where everything started. If you kill the bacteria that is attached to you, that doesn't mean that under that water there are other bacterians ready to attack someone who's falling in the tree, the trunk of the tree, like Ymir at that time. What if at the end we see another man, another boy, another girl falling inside another tree, and everything is repeated again? It means that what you believed were just illusions, were not real. You were maybe tricked to believe that Titans would have never been back. But what if they are? You preferred to believe these things and not to spend time with Mikasa the last years of your life in which you could have created a baby, and then maybe this baby was a great heritage instead. See? See? I mean, I wanted to see in 6 months the last scenes, because the last scenes will tell me everything. If in the last scenes we see that the tree that we saw while that was under the tree on television, because I remind you, there were three trees: the tree of episode 1, the tree of Ymir, and the last tree that I have never seen it before. So if that new tree is the beginning of something else, Eren, sorry to tell you, but you did everything for nothing. Everything for nothing. Let's go. Go ahead. Just a few more minutes and then I stop at this first part. Ah, and let me say another thing. Now, when he's doing this face, I can't accept this thing going to end like this. He has the same face of Ymir. When Eren is saying, give me your power. Look, we are, wait, no, wait. Sorry, I have to tell you. We are 3 minutes and 51 seconds of the episode of last week, if you wanted to check it. He's making the same face that that Ymir had when he received her power. And in fact, even the sentence that he's saying, can be put even under Ymir when she's having that facial expression, because the intention is the same. I just can't accept things ending that way. No matter if it was Eren or Ymir thinking something like this, it's equivalent. I mean, it's the same. Because even Ymir had the same intention to say this sentence, and the face is the same. So, both of these kids are sharing the same tragedy, the same, no, sorry, yeah, okay, tragedy, the same disillusion. And I'm going to talk to you about it when we will reach the moment in which they are the two of them versus Mikasa, Armin, and all the others. Because over there, I wanted to talk to you about the things that Eren and Ymir have in common. And that's why I'm saying that Ymir, when she is giving Eren her power, she is influencing him by encouraging him to fulfill his goal. Because without Ymir's power, Eren would have gone anywhere. But by having the more or less the same experience of a disillusion, they are just joining forces. But by joining forces, it means to encourage that person. This scene, let me tell you, do you remember when now Eren is seeing that Ramsey is bullied? I mean, he's punched all over again. Even Eren was punched when he was a little kid. Don't you remember? Who was coming to save him all the times at that time? Mikasa. But now he is seeing Ramsey, who we already said that he has something in common with Eren. But here there is another scene in which we see that he has another thing in common with the Ramsey, because he was also beaten up every time inside the Shiganshina, because he was considered the inferior one, the one who couldn't react, blah blah blah. He was always trying to create fights because he wanted to protect Armin, but he was also being punched, so Mikasa came to save them. So, as you can see, he is seeing another boy that could be him at this point. Eh, I've seen it in the memories of the future. Yes. Okay. But wait, one more time. I have seen it in the memories of the future, but are these your memories of the future or the memories of the future of someone who's coming after you? Because these can be the same thing that happened to his father. Also, he was showing Grisha just a small fragments of scenes. Sorry, it's trembling. Sorry. So, is someone showing this to him? Or it's just a him himself from the future showing these things to himself? That's interesting. Because if he is confirming these scenes that he is seeing even now with his eyes, he is doing like Grisha. He is going to believe these things. Because he is thinking, oh, I saw this is in the memories of the future, so it means that what I'm doing is totally correct. That if I go on like this, what I was told, it's fine. It's going to happen because if I can see these scenes, it means that everything that thing told me would become true. So what I'm doing with the rambling is correct because If I can see these visions and I can confirm them, it means that if I start the rambling, I'm right and I'm going to fulfill what I have to fulfill. But what if these are just the fragments of someone who decided to show him specific scenes to let him believe that everything that he is doing is right when they are not? Most likely, I save this kid. So, by seeing it from the future, he thinks, okay, now it's time to save the kid. So, he's saving the kid not because he wants, he's saving the kid because he has to respect what he saw from the future, right? So, that's the point, guys. He is saving this kid, maybe not because he wants, but because he has to save him. Otherwise, it's no more respecting the chronological scenes that he saw from the future. Eren, you should save the kid no matter if you saw it from the future or not. There's not even a way to ask yourself if you have to save him or not. So if he couldn't see these scene from the future, he would have never saved the Ramsey. I hope that he would have saved it no matter what. Anyway, great expressions of the eyes. Sorry, I'm not right now. I'm not talking about the mappa and their huge, amazing quality of each frame, each scene, because it's quite obvious. I already said that mappa made something amazing, something great. But okay, let me repeat this. Mappa, you did something amazing. But wait a second, this man who has the mustache here and he's punching Ramsey, huh? Is he the same man that we saw when they arrived from the other side of the ocean? I wanted to confirm this. 1 second. Let me find the episode and then I have to go. Okay, what episode was that? Part two. Okay, the last episode of part two. So, Attack on Titan, season four, part two. Okay, let's see if I can find that scene. Just a second. I want to confirm if that man is the same man. Okay. Okay. Wait. Episode 12. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Slash. Okay. Ramsey is there. Let's see. Okay. This man seems to be the same. Wait. Is he the same man? Hmm. They are the same. Mhm. Yeah, I have to check now. Yeah, when Sasha is replying. No, when Levi is replying. Wait. Well, they seem the same people. Maybe I'm wrong. Because there is another man with the mustache over there. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead a few seconds. And in fact, but see, he's saying, yes, it's true. It's not my business. But he is doing this based on the fact that he said, I saw these memories from the future. Now I will save this kid. Otherwise, he would have not saved him. I hope not. What are you thinking, Aaron? You're just having a good instinct right now. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are right now. There's a kid in danger. So just because of the fact that he is from the other side of the world, you turn your back and you're going? No. In this case, Eren was always an instinctive man, an instinctive boy. So he has always followed his instinct, right? So even in this case, his instinct was to go there and save him, or is it just because he saw it from the future? If we know a little bit Eren, we can say that he couldn't stand to see kids treated like this because he was the first one that was treated like this when he was young and he couldn't stand that. So how is it possible that he would have agreed? If this kid would have been in paradise, he would have already punched everyone and say, move away, leave the kid alone. But the problem here is that we are on the other side right now. So am I going to save him or not? If I save him, I go against my thoughts. And if I save him, am I like my father who preferred, who for a second preferred not to exterminate the race family? That means if I save this kid, that he who is on the other side of the ocean, am I moving forward? I mean, am I going to be the Shingeki no Kyojin that I always wanted to be? The person who moves forward, that no matter what's going to happen, he has to move forward. That's the same thing he was criticizing on Grisha. And he felt disappointed by Grisha because he was not moving forward. He was not following what he had to do. He was fragile. So now Eren is facing more or less the same thing because he should save that kid. But if he saves that kid, the rambling is pointless. So he has to go ahead with what he thinks that is his duty to proceed with this destiny that is predetermined. But the eyes of this kid, the eyes of Ramsey that are saying, please come here and save me, okay? The desperation inside his eyes is totally understandable. And Mappa made something great in these. We know that Mappa is great because of these, because they can represent the faces, the expressions in a stunning way. And I could feel Ramsey's depression or Ramsey's desperation here to say, don't leave me alone. Stay here with me and save me, please. Eh, I eventually killed this kid too. And yes, he will do that. But what does that mean? I mean, now is now. He's saying, but anyway, I'm going to kill him later, so there's no point in doing so, right? That's absurd because his intent was to rescue him. And in fact, he is asking himself, what am I doing right now? What am I thinking right now? Just to even think that he wanted to save this kid, he is punishing himself mentally speaking. To say, why did you even think something like that? Eren, you should turn your back and go. Go ahead, because anyway, you're going to kill him later. It's like the Tatakai moment, okay? When he has to reset his thoughts and think, oh, Eren, what are you doing? Don't you remember your plan? Oh, so, yeah, sorry. I'm back. Who do you think I am? Uh, you are the one who's going to destroy the world, that world. I've committed horrible acts of violence. This is true. This is wrong. I mean, he's saying one sentence that is correct and the next one that is wrong. It's like a debate that he's having with himself, actually. One more time. Yeah. Who do I think? Sorry, I read it in the wrong way. Who do I think I am? Can I be honest? Even the brutality that is described here of a people who have no uh, pity, who don't have any source of remorse, who don't have any sort of regret by hitting that kid like that, that makes you understand that when at the beginning we thought that the monsters on earth were titans, we were wrong in this story when we were thinking something like this. Because the more we go on with these scenes, the more you understand that humanity is the monster here. That the real monsters have two eyes, two ears, one mouth, two arms, two legs. I mean, that's us. We are creating hatred and we are spreading hatred as nothing. I mean, like nothing. The real monsters are human beings here. And you can see that by seeing how they are hitting that baby boy. Ramsey is like, I don't know, it's like a sack of potato that is punched, hit everywhere. And these men are going against this kid because he is stealing money from them. Because he likes the pockets and he likes to get the pockets. And in fact, we know the pickpockets that he was trying to steal it even from Sasha. Yes, I know that. But in that case, Levi was, even if he was robbed later, but he has never had these intentions. So at that time, when they were saying that in paradise there are devils, on the other side of the world, they are not angels at all. But the brutality that is shown here is unbelievable. And to think that these things are happening even in our real world makes all these things even more disgusting. Anyway, going back to the scene, I have committed horrible acts of violence, he's saying. I have no business acting like a righteous person. See? He is always going from here to here and then from here to here once again. Eren is confused for a second. He doesn't know what's good to do. And that makes you understand that Eren is not a villain, as many people are thinking. Because a villain doesn't have a remorse or doesn't even think or rethink about the actions that he is doing. Especially if we also know that Eren has this intention to protect his family or friends. That makes you understand already that he is not as bad as it could be. But here we have a clear example that this person is confused, that he doesn't know what he wants to do for real, that this scene confused him completely and put him into a little period of time in which he was even doubting about what he was doing. So, from this thing, you understand how fragile Eren is. Actually, he is not strong at all. And all the times that he was confronting others or he was playing the rude guy role, etc., it was just acting. He wanted here to be the righteous person by doing something right, by saving that kid. But then he's saying, I have no business acting like a righteous person. Yeah, he prefers to go back to the evil project. I mean, the evil plan that he thinks that it's already predestined. But here, Eren, you decided. I mean, you could have said, yes, I wanted to save that kid. Let's see. If I save this kid, okay, later he's going to be killed because I saw it from the future. But, and that's why I don't want to save him because anyway, he's going to die. Yes, he's going to die if you repeat exactly the same thing that you saw from the future. But if you don't, maybe he was going to survive as much as Karina or the others survived. Why don't you try to save this boy to see if you change something, if things can change? No, you prefer to do everything as you saw from the future because yeah, oh, it's better not to change anything. No, in that case, you should have challenged yourself and see if things were going to be repeated. Because if the things were repeated, it definitely means that the destiny is, I mean, that everything that you're doing anyway is predestined. But what if it's not true? What if everything is based on your choice and not for something that is already predestined? In this case, Eren decided not to save the boy. So he used his free will to go ahead with this. But later we know that actually he's doing that. And anyway, the kid is going to die. Okay. But it was good to try to see and to follow his instinct because you can't erase that part of yourself because even if you try to erase that side of your personality, that doesn't mean that it's gone for real. You're just trying to erase it or to fake that it doesn't exist. But people who know you, like Mikasa, Armin, your friends, they know that you're lying. Especially Armin, who was always your right shoulder. So in this scene, you are by yourself, and nobody can say, no, Eren, you would have never done this. But if Armin was there, he would have told him, "What are you doing, Eren? Let's save this boy. Don't you remember when Mikasa was saving us?" See? It's just because he is by himself over there. And that's why this side of his personality that is imposing him to be the bad guy that is not saving the boy because that's part of the plan is prevailing. And he's lucky that no one else who knew Eren was there. Then another thing I wanted to say is this scene happening uh, after Mikasa in episode 12 of part 2 is saying that was the last time we saw Eren. After that time, we received the letter, blah, 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 blah. And in fact, here he is by himself. But here is also the time in which, in episode 12 of part 2 of season 4, they went on the other side of the ocean. So that was his first time to meet Ramsey. Because they met Ramsey in that specific moment. So here is when Eren decided to walk by himself when he was alone, but it's in that fragment of time of season 4, part 2, episode 12. Okay, last second, and then I'm going. Okay, no, 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 no. It's better if I go now because then in the second part, I'm going to discuss with you all these. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. That is important. I mean, it's one of the best scenes of this episode. So, as you could see, I could tell my opinions just about for 5 minutes. Look, I told you these analyses will take lots of time, but I wanted to do this also to refresh my mind because when after 6 months, the part two and not part two, the part four of season 4 of Shingeki no Kyojin will come out and it will be the ending. I wanted to be prepared mentally speaking. So this was just a part one. Sorry that it was lasting too long. So sorry for that, but as I was telling you, I prefer to convey all the thoughts that I feel or that I think while watching it. Now I read the comments really, really quick, and then I say bye to you for today. So, yeah, very intentional. Yes, you were writing this message when I was talking. About the first scene of the first scene of episode 1. Yes, definitely, I think so. It was very intentional. Miko 19. This scene appears in the first chapter of the manga, and that is a part of Eren's dream. Yes, exactly. We were still referring to the beginning of the episode. And then Deb is singing the song of Under the Tree. I'll be waiting, waiting for you under the tree. Then the General Grievous 19. Hello there. Hi, hi. Thanks for joining me. This special episode of Attack on Titan was amazing. I loved it. Yes, me too. I agree with you. And then other message from Amiko 19. Maybe those are memories of Lara Tiber's past. Okay. Ah, Miko 19. Okay, it could be possible because if these memories are anyway memories from the future, and we know that Eren got the Sensu no Kyojin, I mean the Hammer Titan, these could be, I mean, partially speaking, because they were not all memories from Lara Tiber, but this could be another vision that I didn't think about that. So thank you for sharing these message with me because I keep thinking, but you could be right at this point by saying that, yeah, he got the Hammer Titan, so he could get even the memories of the previous owners. Yes. And then the general is singing the song. I'll be waiting, waiting for you. Let me hold you under the tree, under the tree. Okay, yes, that's our nice song. Devil Boy, oh no. Hello, hello. We are talking about devils here. Okay, and then Shibek. When I watched the rumbling, I had never felt such a fear in animation before. I was literally shaking. It was so horrific. Yes, I totally agree with you. This episode had something crazy. I mean, something creepy, something crazy, something horrific, as much as you say. So I was also shaking. Believe me. I mean, during the reaction at a certain point, I was like, I'm shaking right now. So I can feel you definitely. Okay, guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for joining me in this long first part of. Look, I put the thumbnail with the eyes of Aaron that says sorry, but then I couldn't even reach it. So maybe I will change the thumbnail at this point, and then I will use this thumbnail by putting part two for the next part because it's more coherent. Anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you. And see you tomorrow with episode 10 of A Chainsaw Man. And see you maybe, yes, tomorrow night. Let's see how it goes with the part two of these long analysis. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye bye. See you.